Welcome to the final of 5 trainings on Farm to School. The trainings can be viewed in any order or sequentially. The order we have presented them in is set up in a way that follows the general planning of Farm to School for school food service. If you wish to earn CEUs towards your School Nutrition Association certification through the Minnesota School Nutrition Association, you will need to watch all 5 trainings and then complete a short quiz. This series of trainings is meant to be a broad overview of Farm to School and will illustrate how easy it is to implement it at your school. These trainings will also provide you with numerous resources and context to help you begin your Farm to School journey.
The purpose of promoting your Farm to School items segment is to help you understand the basics of marketing your local foods and Farm to School to students, parents, staff members, and the community. As with Farm to School itself, there is no one right way to promote your items. In fact, we encourage using multiple methods to market these farm fresh foods in your school and community. What works best depends on your school. For example, one school's preference may be to post a plaque advertising the local product and where it is from on the main line where students wait to select their food. Another school may prefer to have students create posters to hang in the halls and to tell their students and staff about the farmer and local items provided to the school. And finally, other schools may choose to read announcements about the Farm to School items over the intercom or media system or in individual classrooms.
We will begin this presentation by exploring how relationships and partnerships can make promoting a Farm to School easy. Next, we will discuss an example timeline in the promotion spectrum. Following the promotion spectrum, we will talk about example marketing tools and a step-by-step guide to promoting squash. Also, we will share what some Minnesota schools are doing to promote Farm to School. Finally, we will leave you with some resources.
Farm to School is about relationship building. You don't have to do it all. You are the expert in the food part. Don't feel that you need to be responsible for everything else. As Kathy Burrell, food service director from Chisago Lake, said, Farm to School is a great way to form partnerships with your community and make connections in the classroom. These partnerships can also be a great way to promote Farm to School.
Speaking of your partnerships, you can utilize your partnership with your farmer to promote your Farm to School items by having the farmer come into the school to eat lunch with the students. This is a simple and effective way to get kids excited about new local items that they will be eating at school. Another easy way to utilize your partnerships would be to work with your local food distributor to borrow any produce marketing tools they may have. Still another easy partnership that can be used to promote Farm to School is parents. Often parents get excited that their children will be eating healthy local food, and then they talk about Farm to School with their friends. Extension community nutrition educators may also be a good partnership to utilize, as they can come in and provide free nutrition education related to Farm to School for schools with greater than 50% free and reduced lunch rates.
Aside from community members, students and staff can also be great partners in promoting Farm to School initiative. You may be able to have a group of students create posters to hang in the hallway or decorate the cafeteria to promote Farm to School. Another option may be to have children help assemble and serve a local food for a taste testing. Both of these examples are great ways to take some of the promotion time off your hands while also giving kids the opportunity to learn life skills and form connections with their food.
Staff may also be good partners to promote your local food initiative. Similar to parents, staff get excited when they know that there are healthy options in the cafeteria for them to eat. If you have extra non-federal funds, one easy way to show the staff the healthy local food items would be to offer them a complimentary meal. After they try your delicious community-grown food, they will most likely want to talk about it with other staff or friends. In addition, staff members may be able to promote Farm to School in their classrooms by incorporating Farm to School into their curriculum. Some existing classroom curriculums are listed on the University of Minnesota Extension's Farm to School Toolkit under Teacher Resources.
By using these partners to promote Farm to School, you are building strong relationships between the community and their food. The more invested the staff, students, and parents are, the more successful your initiative will be.
Now that you have some ideas about easy partnerships and relationships to form to help you promote your Farm to School items, let's talk about tentative timeline. Much like menu planning, Farm to School promotional planning begins well before you actually implement your Farm to School initiative. For example, if you want to join in Farm to School Month in September, you might begin planning your promotional activities the April prior to your initiative. Once you begin your promotional planning, will continue all the way through until your event. After you've had your first big event, you can take a few days to rest and then begin planning your ongoing Farm to School activities. Don't worry if this seems daunting. It is always an option to have short-term promotions too. Like Carolyn Van Schleck, supporter of Ridgeway Community School, said, "Anywhere is a fine place to start."
You can promote Farm to School as much or as little as you see fit. Some schools will have a plaque in the lunchroom to advertise where their local produce being served was grown. Other schools will have students create posters advertising their Farm to School initiatives. Still, other schools may have an assembly or take a field trip to a local farm. Some schools that do all three of these things, plus more, in 1 week to promote their initiative, and different schools may choose to use only 1 or 2 to promote Farm to School.
We just mentioned 3 examples of ways to promote Farm to School. Here are a few popular ways to promote your initiative: flyers, local newspapers, table tents, announcements, newsletters, word of mouth, volunteers, TV spots, social media, and taste testings. Can you think of any other ways to promote your Farm to School initiative?
We briefly mentioned newspapers as a way to promote your Farm to School endeavors. In case you didn't believe us that this is an easy way to get some well-deserved public recognition of your school food service and initiative, check out this sample of just a fraction of the media attention that is focused on Minnesota's Farm to School initiatives.
While many schools use staff, students, or the public media to create their own promotional materials, there are also pre-made resources available. The Minnesota Department of Health has a link to the Countryside Public Health Farm to School Manual. This manual has promotional materials for many different Minnesota-grown products. The materials include newsletter templates, morning announcements, and questions for farmers, along with recipes and menu ideas.
The Institute for Agriculture and Trade Policy also has some great promotional resources on their website. If your school is interested in accessing these materials, you'll need to sign up for a free license and agree to their terms of use.
University of Minnesota Extension also has great resources for promoting Farm to School on their website. Let's walk through an example of some of the resources that can be found on the website. When you click on the Promoting Food tab on the Farm to School Toolkit, you'll be taken to a page that has a couple of options, including what is seen on this screen, education and outreach, taste testing, videos, additional tips and tools, as well as
Feature Minnesota Farm to School foods. For this example, let's look at squash. If you click on the squash icon, you'll be taken to a page
that gives you examples and tools for promoting squash. There's information for students, parents, and teachers to help you promote squash. There are also links to resources for pre-written announcements, newsletters, fun facts, posters, photos, and curriculum enrichment. Here is an example of an announcement that could be read off for a class over the intercom or media system. Squash is an excellent source of vitamin C and A, folic acid, and fiber. Did you know the largest squash weighed 962 pounds and was grown in Ontario, Canada in 1997? You and your family can pick up some local squash at the farmer's market or the area grocery store. Bake squash for a tasty side dish and use the recipe featured in this month's menu.
Now that you know where to find resources to promote Farm to School on your own, let's look at what some other Minnesota schools are doing. Ridgeway Community Schools in southeast Minnesota promotes local food items by putting a star next to those on their menu that were grown sustainably by farmers they know.
In March, students from Pine Point School in northwest Minnesota headed out to the woods to learn about maple syruping. Sugarbush manager Ron Chilton taught about syrup production, and then they enjoyed hands-on learning as they carefully assisted in the sap gathering process. The sap that is collected from this sugar bush becomes the maple syrup that is eaten by the students in the school. Do you think this is cool? Imagine how jealous the rest of the community is.
Sanford Elementary promoted their local initiative by hosting a farm to school event with a lively assembly, exploration table, and tomato testing. The event was a model for partnerships as school and food service staff worked alongside farmers, an extension educator, a high school student, and a parent volunteer. According to Lynn Motter from the Institute for Agricultural and Trade Policy, this event was a terrific group effort. The real winners, however, were the students, some of whom bit into juicy Minnesota-grown tomatoes for the first time. With the help of your partners, volunteers, and with the use of the many resources that are available for you. Promoting can also be very rewarding. Lynn Helverson, School Nutrition Director of Winona Public Schools, summed this up well. Our program has received some really outstanding PR. Promoting our program has given us an opportunity to be recognized in our school as a nutrition education resource. This in turn makes our parents very happy, and our staff are really on board in their support of the program. Finally, it is important to remember that with Farm to School, anywhere is a fine place to start. Happy farm to schooling!
Throughout the presentation, we referenced many helpful websites. Here are the links for those resources. Don't worry if you don't have time to copy them. We have also developed a handout with all the references cited in this segment. Talk about easy! Happy farm to schooling!
These trainings were developed as a collaborative between the Minnesota Department of Health and the University of Minnesota Extension by University of Minnesota graduate students Stephanie Mottet and Megan Reitz, and with reviews by members of the Minnesota Department of Education and Minnesota School Nutrition Association.